The coronavirus pandemic has altered our everyday lives, but it is prompting acts of kindness in the community as many people are doing what they can to support others in need. NBA champion and Northern California native Jeremy Lin, he's stepping up big time with his Be the Light campaign. It is really amazing when I read about this, Jeremy, and I'm so glad that you can join us to talk about your pledge to donate up to $1 million to organizations that are fighting on the front lines. I know you're in Beijing right now, where you're playing for the Beijing Ducks. Have you been there since the pandemic began?
Towards the end of January, I came back. That's when the season was put on hold, and so I came back to California, Palo Alto, and I was there for 2 months. And then March 18th, I came back to Beijing, and I've been here for the last, a little over 2 months now.
Oh, wow. And so then you recently launched this Be the Light campaign. Can you tell us about it and what really prompted you to take this action?
What prompted me was that in the beginning, when my teammates were going through a lot in China, I didn't take it seriously. And at that time, they had gone through a 21-day quarantine. And there were so many they couldn't leave it. Things were really, really serious, and I didn't really hit me. I didn't really take it seriously. Then when California actually hit, and there was lockdown, and I couldn't go anywhere but the grocery store. I couldn't go to the gym. I couldn't go to a restaurant. That's when I was like, wow, this is different. And then I went, and I was thinking about, they're like, the season's gonna start up, and I was going through all these decisions in my mind. Do I go back? Do I risk it? Do I get on a plane? And then going through the 14-day quarantine, even in some situations where, thankfully it was just kind of more like allergies or the temperature, climate changing, but having a sore throat and the fear of like, oh my goodness, what is this? Is the sore throat go away? Or those type of things. There were just so many dominoes that kind of just added more and more conviction. And from there, during my 14-day quarantine, I decided I'm going to do this campaign called Be the Light campaign. And I'm going to donate money. I'm going to try to mobilize fans. But really, it's not just that. It's also speaking up on behalf of minority groups, oppressed groups, xenophobia, and things like that. And also, it's about mobilizing fans and bringing awareness to really good people and really good organizations. This actually is, the Be the Light campaign is really just trying to reflect what other organizations are doing, whether it's Feeding America directly, Love Beyond Walls, Center for Family Life, Mobilize Love. Like, we're not trying to make Be the Light the focal point. We're actually trying to lift up what these other organizations are doing, because they're the ones on the ground battling every day.
Well, it's really admirable to see you doing this. I mean, 500,000 that you've pledged to Feeding America and Direct Relief, and then another 240K you're matching. You're a Northern California native, and one of the people you've partnered with is Mobilize Love. They're the first ever nonprofit food truck, and they recently gave out some free meals in San Francisco, right?
Yeah, they've been and they've been doing this for a while, and they've done so much good work, and it's not just the meals, it's a lot of wraparound services, mentoring, and relational stuff, and educational stuff. But now specifically with COVID, they've been there from day one. And like when everyone was saying lockdown, make sure you go home, which is definitely what everyone should be doing and listening to. For them, they were also able to find unique ways and creative ways to also provide meals. And their goal is to provide 20,000 meals. And there's so many people who are hurting and hungry in San Francisco, and they're, they're led by Christian and Corey Fong, and they're doing amazing work, and they're just on the front lines battling and trying to provide meals to as many people as they can. And I just felt like, I was blown away at their courage and their boldness, and I wanted to support.
Well, like I said, it's really amazing to see you doing this, and you are a pro basketball player. You're an NBA champion with the Toronto Raptors last season. I've got to ask you, what do you see for the future of pro sports? Fans are anxious to watch those live games again. I know myself, my family are very anxious, but we also have to think about health and safety. Can we get a little bit of your thoughts? Are you willing to play right now?
I'm willing to play. I'm a hooper, and I love to hoop, but I'm not willing to play if it's there's a high risk of health issues, and two, I'm not willing to play if it sends the wrong message. And so for me, you know, I think if things are well controlled and constantly monitored, and there's a great infrastructure to be able to make this happen, like, to me, I personally wouldn't want to play in an arena of 10,000 fans. Quite honestly, like, I'm not as worried about me, because I'm on the court, and I think there's some natural social distancing or distance from the fans, because you're, you know, at least 20, 30 feet away from any fans. But it's really just to have big gatherings that's really unsafe for the spectators. So, you know, certain things like that I would definitely take into consideration. But, you know, we're practicing and playing every single day as a team. I mean, there's, you know, 15 to 30 of us, depending on if we include the younger team as well. But there's, you know, 30 of us really grinding in the gym and playing contact sports every day. And so as long as we continue to keep that environment safe and we include other teams in that, I would totally be down to play. But the spectators, I would definitely, you know, not advise.
All right, well, we can't wait to see you back out there, Jeremy. Thank you so much for talking with us about your Be the Light campaign. We appreciate you.